For the most part, if you show somebody a tapestry of Elvis in his white jumpsuit with black sideburns, you are, for all intents and purposes, you're Elvis Presley. Some nights when we play the large venues, then we go for the show, which begins with the Also Sprach Zarathustra, the Dawn of Man sequence from a very popular film by Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. We have a stage set in black, a full bumped blackout, house lights to half, house lights out. The crowd almost kind of murmurs to themselves. They're setting themselves their own mental stage for what's about to occur. And then as the crescendo builds, you know, bam 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 you know, the drums, they begin their droning, and the crowd, a horrendous scream, and the flash bulbs are popping. You go out there, and now you're being forced. There's a driving force which makes you what you are.
Virginia, California's on my mind. I straddled that ground and rode it into Raleigh and all across Carolina. I had a load of trouble that turned into a struggle.
You've got the band behind you exuding this wall of sound, and for a brief moment you're in control and you're steering the ship.
Right across Mississippi.
And that's a high you can't buy, brother.
I was on that midnight flyer out of Birmingham, smoking into New Orleans.
Papers over here, they always saw sightings of Elvis in various places. You do have an uncanny resemblance to him. Do you think you might have been responsible for any of them?
Oh, I'd be fibbing if I didn't think that there was somebody out there who saw me and rushed to their their phone box and said, "Hey, you know, Lester, get on, Lester, I got him. He's right here." You know.
I will have a blue Christmas without you.
There was one instance where I know I was responsible for something that, believe it or not, I was in my car listening to the car radio, and the DJ, he said, "We just received a call from our station. There's Elvis driving a blue Mercedes-Benz on the corner of it." And I'm like, "That's me!" I know we don't grow on trees. You know, you shake a tree real hard and about 500 elvi, you know, jump out of the wall.
That's when we'll have a blue, blue, blue Christmas. What I say, where I'm going, I'll always be right.
Last night, I don't know if y'all saw it. I didn't see you filming or anything, but back there in the dressing room, I walked in there several times, and the guys were, you know, singing together and playing the guitars and whatnot. They have a camaraderie that's very important to them. They're like any artist, any musician, you know, they like to hear applause, and they like that extra little bit of attention that you can get. And of course, in singing an Elvis song, it's like you have one leg up, to use a horseman's expression, because it's already a known item. If they sang their own song, nobody would even know who they were.
What are the judges looking for then when they're scoring these guys?
Well, of course, the quality of the voice, the stage presence, the overall appearance, the audience appeal.
Let's go,
It's like any type of judging to a great degree. I'll go back to my profession of veterinary medicine. In the cattle industry, I have seen short, fat cattle be in demand, and then you go to long, meaty cattle. Then you get to the medium when you always have a reason, be it cholesterol or flavor or whatsoever. I think one of the things we might have seen this year is a turn from the Elvis impersonator as he has been known in the past, that is the Las Vegas type with the jumpsuit. I think this year we had enough younger Elvises, and then, of course, our winner was a young Elvis, if you want to use the expression.
Blue moon, is shining bright. Blue moon, that keep on shining bright. You're gonna bring me back, come on, baby, tonight. Blue moon, is shining bright. I said blue moon, never keep sucking, baby, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and let me blue. I said blue moon, never keep sucking, baby, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and let me blue. Well, come on, moonlight night, stars shine bright. With broad high, love, say goodbye. Blue moon, never keep sucking, baby, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and let me blue. Right now.
I've been doing this professionally for 5 years with my band back home. Before that, I still do. I'm a restaurant owner in New Jersey, pizzeria.
Shine on the one that's gold and in the blue. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
This specially made belt by B&K Enterprises says Vapor's First Place Elvis Impersonator Contest, 4th Annual, Memphis, Tennessee, and this trophy goes to Kevin Hill.
I never ever won anything like this in my life, a contest like this. Actually, this was the first contest I entered, and it was a great feeling inside the heart. And I just wanted the people to see how Elvis was in the early days, give them a good show.
Since back in 1956, Elvis has had impersonators. That's the first one I was aware of. The man worked in a restaurant to make his living and everything. And from then, there's been babies, and it's never stopped from all those years to this year. Into 1990, the impersonators are all from all parts of the world. And what we do is we keep a record of them down here, from who they are, where they come from, where they're appearing at. And we keep a daily record on them, how old they are, what state they come from, what clubs that they'll be appearing in, how much it costs to get in. A newly employed friend of mine by the name of Ron Passett, that has called me, and I've been in touch with him, is putting together also a record of impersonators for the best ones to weed out, the ones that ain't got their act together. If you're going to impersonate somebody like Elvis, you ought to have your act together and be the very best you can be at it.
For what is a man? Oh, what has he got? If not him jumpsuit, then he has not to sing the words that Elvis do, and maybe where that Elvis do. No, go ahead. The record shows we take the blows and do it our way.
How many of these impersonators do you think there must be out there?
In the world? I don't think we've scratched the surface. I'm amazed that there are as many as we have seen. even. Like this year, most of the contestants were first-time entries, people that we'd never heard of before, and it amazes me.